Welcome to my rental house. I'm putting tons of can lights, LED wafers all over this place. We're starting in the garage. We got this puny light that every garage has pretty much in a 19 by 19 garage. This setup is the best setup, and more importantly, there's no drywall work. I'm gonna end up putting a wafer light here and then 2 on each side of this garage for a total of 5. Let me give you a preview. Oh my gosh, so much better. This project's easier than you think. Let's talk about what equipment you're gonna need. Obviously, the most important part are the lights, 6-inch LED recessed lights. I've been using the same ones for 5 to 6 years. They're by Amico Lighting. I finally caught a clue, reached out to them to see if they would sponsor this video, which they are, so thank you, Amico. Do not go to the big box stores. You're almost paid double for the same light, same quality, and it's even cheaper online because you can use the link down below in the description for a 15% discount. All right, so you've got the light, and then you've got the junction box. You've got 3 knockouts, so you can make 3 connections, which is important in this one. And then you need a clamp connector shown on the screen. Do not stick a wire just in the junction box without the clamp connector. All right, there's obviously more equipment to be used. I'll talk about it as I go through this video. All right, let's go talk about the power. All right, this is why this job is a no-brainer, okay? Typically, one of the hardest things to do is running wire down a ceiling to a box, an outlet box, or you have to install a new one or pull one out. You don't have to do this. It's already been done. You've got a switch here that operates the current light. We're gonna use that line and we're gonna feed off of that to run this whole project. We just need to get rid of the light. So let's do that now. All right, pretty easy. You have a black power, neutral, and a ground wire up here. All right, once I remove the light, I cap the black wire that's left, that's the power, and then I take the template and draw a circle around that box while I'm up there before I cut into the drywall. Okay, we've got to cut into drywall. Use a drywall knife if you're only doing a few of those. You can use a multi-tool. You got to be pretty good with one of these to do this. I grabbed a 6 1/8 inch hole saw off Amazon, 23 bucks. Link is down in the description. I'm doing 16 of these, so this is going to save me a lot of time and it's going to cut down on the dust. All right, I'm cutting with a multi-tool. I should have removed that outlet box. I'll tell you why. All right, this guy's doing it wrong. I'm gonna show you a better way. This is the junction box. It's 2 inches. This goes between the studs, okay? All you have to do is unscrew 2 Phillips heads from the bottom. You do not have to go up into the attic. This is gonna be high enough that you can put your light with junction box right underneath it. You don't have to go through all the effort this idiot's doing. All right, this is me measuring out the lights, and I just had to include this part. I am making this video with a $500 camera that's worth 0 now. It was so painful to watch. All right, here's my layout. I've got cabinets on either side. That influenced where I put these. I'm using that hole saw now, which makes quick work of these holes. I used a laser to mark all the points. I'm doing this alone, which makes it a lot easier. Okay, time to run wire. Okay, the plan is run wire that way. The short runs are there, and I'm gonna run a wire there to there. So I'm gonna run 2 lines. All right, I could have gone up in the attic, like I said earlier, and walked these wires, but I didn't. I do have a fish tape line, but I prefer to use this vent cleaning tool. I use those plastic rods. It's easier to manipulate in the attic. There is no insulation above my garage. There's probably no insulation above your garage unless you're a 2-story house. Okay, all the wire has been run. Here's how to wire one of the junction boxes. This is the first light. I've got 3 wires going into this box. You definitely need those clamp connectors. I've got 14 2-wire running into them. I basically strip those wires, and this is what's going again. This is the very first box. The rest get easier. You've got the power coming in. You've got the lines going to each side of the garage, and then of course you've got the light itself. All right, I've got to strip all those wires. So I've got 4 black wires, 4 white wires, and 4 ground wires. And with the wire nuts that come with these lights, they're just push to connect. Super easy. You just push them in and you're good to go. All the black wires go together, all the white wires go together, and all the ground wires go together. Last thing to do is tuck them away and you are good to go. Here are the light intensity options. I set garage to 3000. If I'm doing lights inside, I set warm white, which is 2700K. All right, this is that first light. Remember, you've got the power coming in there, and then you've got the 2 wires going to either side of the garage. I turn on and off the light to make sure it works. I'm on the right side of the garage. I've got 2 lines going into this. One from that first light into this one. So there's 2 lines. Connect the light. This is so easy. They've got little clamps on either side of the light that lets you pop it right in. I'm on the other side now, where I've also got 2 lines coming in. The lights closest to the garage only have 1 line. Those push to connect wire nuts make this super simple. I'm going through this fast because this only took me about 15 minutes and I am done. Wow, this garage is lit. I love it. You guys, this is pretty easy. The outlet is already done for you. That's the hardest part usually, is getting wire over to the outlet. It's right up here, very accessible. Hopefully this gives you the confidence to take this project on. Thank you, Amico, for giving me these lights. The 15% discount is down below. By the way, this is a rental house I bought sight unseen. Some of the videos I've done here are on the top right-hand corner. I'd love for you to subscribe. Leave some comments, throw me a like. We'll see you on the next edition of How To Q.